InDesign Exercise 4. As always, go to Blackboard, download the Exercise 4 materials, and within that folder, you have everything you need. This is the instructions. You want to open that up. This is what it's going to look like. This is what we're making, what it'll look like when it's done. Open the instructions. Open InDesign. We're going to create an 11 by 17, which is referred to as tabloid, document, landscape, sideways, facing pages off. So, new file, work in inches. The width is going to be 17 inches. Hit tab and made it back to picas. Always keep an eye on this because it can change if you're not paying attention, and then everything from that point forward is kind of goofed up. Margins 1/2 inch, 1/8 inch bleed, 7 columns, 1 pica gutter. 7 columns, 1 P, 1 pica. Since you're working in inches, it converts it to inches. Margins 1/2 inch. Bleed 0.125, 1/8 inch. Create. Okay, and again, as always, work in Essentials Classic so that your screen looks like mine. Okay, so we're going to set up guides. 0.75, 1.75, 2.5. These are horizontal. Three 3.4, 4.5, 8. Eight 8.625, 10.6. Okay, there's your horizontal guides. Vertical guides at 1 inch and 8.5 inches. So from the side, 1 inch. Okay, and again, this is where you can see if you're on target. If it's off a little bit, you can type the number in here while it's still selected and just type the number in if you have a hard time dragging it to exactly where you want it. 8.5. Okay, so that's our guides. We're going to create a swatch. 0, 97, 77, 0. Open the swatches palette. New color swatch. I'm hitting tab between. That's our red 097770. CMYK is always the order that numbers are stated. Draw a rectangle, the 8.5 inch guide, which is halfway across the page, and fill it all the way. So we're going to make the right-hand page. And spacebar allows you to get the little hand and move things around. All right, I'm going to zoom out one step. You want this to go to the bleed. So start at the bleed. Again, you don't have to be real careful about this. You can always type in numbers to make it correct. Minus 0.125. Okay, and I want to fill that red. Okay, 2-column text frame at the 4.5 inch guide, second and third columns. Four and a half, second and third columns. If you lock your guides, you don't have to worry about them selecting later on. Okay, 4.5, second and third columns, all the way down to the margin. Place body text.rtf. Myriad Pro regular 10/12. File. Place. Body text. Okay, so that's in there. I'm going to select all. Myriad, if you start typing it in the text box, it'll pull that up for you. Myriad Pro regular. 10/12 left justified. Left justified. Justified is smooth left and right edges. Flush left is smooth left, ragged right, vice versa. Okay, so we should have 2 columns here. You can physically make 2 columns, or if you go to text frame options, click the preview, you can set the number of columns and it'll automatically flow. All right, gutter is, it's 1 pica again, so it matches what we have set up. Okay, the text will overflow. If you see a red square with a plus sign in it at the bottom right, that indicates there's more text than is displaying. That's known as overflow. Okay, headline. Bootylicious. And then I don't make these things up, so don't blame me for it. So at the 1 inch vertical and 2.5 inch horizontal in all caps. I'll drag that out. All caps. Put on your caps lock. Myriad Pro Bold 35, tracking 50. Myriad Pro Bold 35. Wrong button. So instead of clicking an up button to get to 35, you can go to 36, come down one. Tracking. Kerning is the first one. Kerning is space between two letters. Tracking is the spacing across the whole line. So we're going to set the tracking to 50, which spaces it out. Fill with red swatch. So it's going to be red. Okay, so that's set. Create the text frame for the deck at the second column. At 3.4. All right, article text.rtf. I'm going to place that okay. So you can use the outside area as a clipboard or as a workspace. So now with that, I can copy this, Command C, copy, and then now I'm going to place it second column, 3.4. Stretch it out across both columns, Command V. Garamond Pro Italic, 26 on 30, flush left. 26 on 30. Okay, so Control A, select all. Garamond. Pro Italic, 26 on 30. You can just type in the number, tab, 26 on 30. And then this is going to be 50% black tint. We're going to make it gray. So black text, go back to the selection tool, set the opacity to 50%. Open this up a little bit. Okay, so that should fit within the column. And it's not. What I'm going to do to get it to fit then is I'm going to tighten up the tracking. So if something doesn't want to fit and you're really chasing down a specific layout, by changing the tracking, most times it's not apparent what you're doing or that it's changed, but you can make things line up or fit better by adjusting that. Okay, byline. Paste in the text frame at the second column and the 1 3/4 horizontal. So here's byline. Double click at the text tool. Select, copy. Second column, 1.75 guide. And click and drag a box. Control A, select it. Myriad Pro regular 10 point. Okay, I'm going to adjust these boxes smaller so they don't run into each other. Write justified text frame in the third column. This is the one that we're doing. Type in books. Myriad Pro bold 26. Take the caps lock off. .26 points, so 24, 26. .20% black. Looks like it's tracked. It's not called out in the instructions, but we're going to track this some. Okay, selection tool, opacity, 20%. Ship. Okay, so the graphic of the sailing ship is created from text ornaments. If you don't have this specific font on your computer, Hoefler text ornaments, you're not going to have it. If you're on a PC, by default, they all come with wingdings. If you use wingdings, I don't think you're going to find a ship, but go through wingdings and just put in some sort of little graphic. The way you do that is you select the font and type a letter, and there's a graphic associated with it. So we're going to create this ship, text frame at the 5th column, 1 3/4 guide. Text, 1 3/4. I'm going to take it all the way off. Or actually, I'll take it to the margin. Okay, so letter Y is the ship. And do Command A to select it. And now this is going to be 475 point center aligned. Just type that in. Centered. And then we want it to be white. Paper is white. There's not normally white ink when you're doing printing. It's the absence of ink. Caption. Text frame at the 5th column, 8-inch guide, type modern crew ? All caps. Select A, Command A, select all. Myriad Pro Bold 21 center aligned white. Okay. It didn't fill it with white. Okay. Text frame, 5th column, 8.625 guide. And we're going to paste the caption type from the article text that we put on the side. Text frame. Okay, so move this off to the side. Copy that. Click back into my box. Paste it. Control A to select it. Garamond Pro Italic 20 on 24 centered. Centered. (20 on 24). We're going to add a paragraph rule. So a paragraph rule is a line that appears above the text. They're useful because they follow the text. If you move the text, the rule goes with it. So you don't have to keep track of separate lines. Easiest way to get to that is these 3 lines over on the side, paragraph rules. So make sure you turn preview on. This is going to be your rule above. One point, column width, offset of 375. 1 point, white, the offset, 0.375. So you can see how that appears there. If it was thicker, and my text didn't stay white. Okay, page number, text frame under the 0.5 left margin and the 10.6. 0.5, 10.6. Okay, we're going to copy and paste this. So, copy, paste, Command A, so we select everything, whether it displays or not. Myriad Pro 8-point. And we're going to put a tab stop in. If you go to Type, Tabs, it'll line up with whatever's selected. So they want a tab stop 0.5139. Close that. Okay, so that's done. So you're going to save it. As always, ID _ exercise 4 _ first initial last name. and then it'll save as a .indd. What you need to do with this one is you're going to package it. Follow the instructions. Preflight package, upload your folder, compressed. So in order to package, after you've saved it, down here at the bottom, you're going to package. I'll go ahead and save this because otherwise it'll give me a warning. So now when I go to package, pre-flight is to make sure that you've got whatever you need. But basically, just click the package button. It's going to make a folder for you. Make sure you pay attention to where it's going to put it. And then all of these things should just be clicked. It's going to copy the fonts, copy the graphics, which there aren't any, so it doesn't matter. It's going to create an IDML, which is a backwards compatible file. And it's going to make a PDF for you. So go ahead and package. And when it's all said and done, that's the folder it makes for you. So then you'd select that and compress it. And then you get a .zip file. That's what you submit. That's it.